so the fascia, there is potentially here a huge role for it in mental health. However, there's still so much for us to learn about this connective tissue. So see this image, it is literally like we have a spider's web within us, under our skin. We'll go into the science bit in a bit, yeah? But how can we begin to integrate this into our work? Because science has actually neglected fascia for a very long time. It's been thought of as inert and lifeless. But as the science is now showing, and the curiosity, and as physiotherapy people and mental health people and yoga people like we're doing today all coming together, there's a real area there where we need some research. However, like I say, science has neglected it. And I put a picture in here of Ida Rolf. Has anyone heard of rolfing? I think somebody mentioned that had fascia release. So I'm just, again, I'm just going to bring forward here that there's a gentleman called William Reich, who was known as the father of body psychotherapy. Ida was one of his students. Her work, yes, it's been taken up within physiotherapy, but she was working in mental health. She's a therapist that brought this in. So as she was female, her work, her papers weren't published. She's not as famous as the men. So fascia, right, for me, it is the bridge that I've been looking for a long, long time, because this web, so if you have it, we're going to go into the body a bit more. I just don't want to scare you by showing dissected body parts so early on a Saturday morning. But the fascia, have a look at that image there. It's interconnecting, right? And it's given us something physical to put our finger on. And actually, in the history of body psychotherapy, it's missing. And then I've just mentioned that Ida she's seen as the mother of fascia, yet her work doesn't really feature unless you really research it. And I've had to really, really look and connect. It's not really there in body psychotherapy. So there's something physical that we can put our finger on, something more intelligent and interconnected than muscle memory. Yeah. So as therapists and people working with clients, noticing in our own bodies, we've known that there's something missing. And this is why fascia has tremendous implications for mental health, because actually the connecting nature of fascia has meant in the past that it's actually crossed several scientific models and disciplines. And most of the research is actually not from mind, body, or on the therapeutic side. There's very little there until recently, but it's coming from the mechanical body therapies, physiotherapy. But like I say, this is changing now. Notice your own stiffness when we're talking. Unless we feel better for the stretch or for having a drink, we're not going to do that again. So it's really holding that in mind. So fascia, it's known as the organ of form. Form, as in, when you think of dancers and having a form, or is that what weightlifters do as well? You'll have to help me. Do they have the right form? Please pop that in the chat if you know about that. I'm sure they say about form. Okay, so it's from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, right? So top of your head, right? And then I want you to wiggle your toes. Look at your toes, pull your toes back. Feel that stiffness in your toes. Squeeze it down. So all the way. It's a continuous silver white bodysuit that surrounds, separates, interpenetrates, and envelopes all of your organs: brain, muscle, bone, blood vessels, nerves. So I'm going to shout out vagus nerve here. All of your body. And it's made from collagen. It's connective tissue, which is an abundant protein in the body. It is slick and slippery, like fluid, right? It's a fluid body. So think about Spider-Man's suit. I put an image there, and I tried to find a female one. So where it is, and it keeps us all together. Happy, healthy fascia will slide and glide gracefully, unrestricted. It is intelligent. The fluid, again, this is why fascia loves fluid. the fluid conducts information around the body. It's like having the best Wi-Fi signal in the world that's going from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Okay, so it loves to be warm and it loves to be hydrated. And what it's actually lubricated with is hyaluronic acid. So I'm going to just, if you can see my little square here, I'm going to put this up here. Can you see this on my hand? So this is in probably all of the moisturizer and skincare that you're using. You might have seen it, people going mad for it over lockdown. So it's this slippery, like thick water, and it's the body's hyaluronic acid that keeps the fascia moving and sliding. So I love this quote. So there's a dynamic liquid, I'll just use that up because that's very nice. So there's a dynamic liquid crystalline continuum of connective tissue, an extracellular matrix, think about matrix, linking directly into every cell of the body. Every cell of the body is communicating. So I put some images up here that are quite useful. So imagine, and there's a lot of where muscles cross. So see this on the back of the spine on where muscles are crossing. And just think about when we're happy and healthy and when we stretch. So it's really useful that we stretch off to the side. So maybe let's just practice this, just taking a stretch to the side. You might want to breathe into that, lengthen, and then to the other side, maybe having a gentle twist. So taking one hand to the opposite knee, gently twisting. Notice your edge. Notice your edge. Don't overdo it. Can you back off from your edge? Look at the fascia in the horse. Look at the back legs of this horse. Absolutely beautiful. The fascia moving, syncing with pace. And bodies, think about aging. There was a lady who mentioned was she a midwife? Someone working with babies mentioned here. I wrote it down. Aging. So this lady, this image is a lady called, I've got a book here to show you, called Vandra Scariavelli, right? So she didn't start doing yoga till she was in her mid-50s. And she was taught by Mr. Iyengar. But look at her here. She was going to her 90s, right? Look at her spine. Absolutely fantastic. And this guy, look, he's in great condition, right? Look at the fascia, the muscles moving, healthy, hydrated. And also, was it Amy who worked with babies? I can't see the chat. Just hold in mind a newborn baby, right? When they're moving, the fascia, right? But also I saw this image this morning, even, can you see that's in utero, the spine beginning to develop, the spine in utero, the fascia. Look at the fascia here. Wonderful. But if you think about a happy baby moving, and if you have interest in fascia, which I can hear you all do, but you want a bit of the science stuff that is easy to read and not too sciencey or boring, I have to recommend this book. This is really a good starter book, and it's called Fascia, What It Is and Why It Matters by David Lessendak.